Hey guys, this is Ron. I just ran into my friend Steve over here at Calvin Square. Him and I talk every few months. We have some great talks about copywriting and headlines. Shannon, he was good to see you. And we just talk like 100 miles an hour about copywriting. He's been doing the headlines and copywriting for decades probably, and Dan Kennedy and all that. We were talking about it, and as I've come across a saying today, the saying was that when I was searching 80-20, it said 20% is about exercise and 80% is about 80% is about nutrition. 20% exercise and 80% nutrition. And it basically said you can't outrun your fork. Alan Bill's good to see you. I'm like, that's such a good saying. And so I was thinking about it as him and I were talking, and I won't give away some of the secrets we were thinking for other potential people I can work with. But I was thinking about how we even like come up with headlines and all that, and how I'm going to do all these different growth hacks. And I said that I love headlines. I think headlines are one of the best things there is, but you're still looking for information to know how to write the headline, and you're still looking for the demand. So I thought about it. I'm like, I get what him and I and others that do the growth hacking and the headlines and the copywriting, all that get is you can't outrun data. People are creating salespeople and payrolls and spending all this money on these companies, but they're not growing and they're not scaling. And the reason your companies aren't growing or scaling is because you're not using data to your advantage. So we gave some examples of stuff where the leads just fall in your lap. We were just talking about stuff where you can look at data to know where to 80-20 your time. And again, if you saw my other stuff, we're not just talking about 80-20 in your time. We're talking about 80-20 times 80-20 times 80-20 times 80-20, or you're talking about daily bad, good to see you, or you're talking about 80-20 to like the X power. So that number becomes, I looked at it on the website the other day, it's like, it gets to a point where it's like 160 million to 1 or something for the leverage point. So there's really an infinite amount of time that you can 80-20 something. So it's not done with hours in a day. It's not done with hustling. It's actually just done with intelligence. It's done with having data. It's done with reading other people's minds. It's done with leads falling in your lap. I mean, saw one the other day, Mark Shaw said this is brilliant. It's like you go into Twitter, into the search engine, and you just type in, can anyone recommend blank? Can anyone recommend a plumber? Can anyone recommend an attorney? Can anyone recommend a realtor? Well, those conversations are happening all the time. I mean, talk about leads in your lap. That's the kind of stuff that people aren't doing. I'll talk about some of the email headlines and future stuff of writing the right headline and then finding out who opened the email and then calling them back. I mean, these are some of the easiest things nowadays. Data is everywhere. I created a quote yesterday. I think it was a quote I created, and I haven't really shared it with very many people, but the quote is basically, people now click what they think. People now click what they think. Gary GMN, good to see you. I'm assuming you're probably from Minnesota. Joe, good to see you. I know you're right from the Uptown area. Where are you at? Can you see me? I know sometimes you can see me where I'm scoping. But yeah, so that's it, is people now click what they think. So we now have a data trail on what people think. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about growing a business, is you can have somebody over there that's working super hard. They're a salesperson, a good salesperson. They're running all over town working 12 hours a day. But the guy over here gets up late and he has all the data. You can't outrun data. You can't out hustle data. So that's what I have for you guys right now. It's a break.